Hey guys, Ambience here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to be old friends on Ultimate Custom Night. This is often considered to be the hardest preset challenge in all of UCN, and for good reason. A lot of incredibly tricky characters are enabled here, some of which typically aren't turned on until as far as 4920. Between characters that are dangerously luck-based and characters that require a lot of game knowledge to master, this is definitely one of the tougher presets out there. As such, there's more than one way to tackle this one. There's actually 4 different common strategies. Def coining Toy Freddy, def coining Foxy, def coining the puppet, or not def coining anyone at all. All of these strategies do have their advantages and disadvantages, but I'll mostly be sticking to Toy Freddy def coin route today since it is the most consistent way to win for a good player. Jumping into it, at the start of the night, turn on the power gen and turn off the fan. Now, quickly go to cam 8 and block off Toy Freddy, go to cam 7 and drop the monitor. You may want to close the side vent after you block Toy Freddy if you're not going super fast for reasons that I'm about to explain. Now, let's talk coin farming. If you've used a def coin in any of the previous challenges, you probably think that coin farming is moving from camera to camera, collecting coins that pop up. Well, yes, that is coin farming, but it is not the only way to coin farm, nor is it the fastest or the safest. Instead, we'll be using the type of coin farming used on high-end modes like 5020. Flipping the monitor up and down to force BB to appear, then blocking him with the side vent. Each time we do this, it grants 1 coin. The pattern is simple. Flip the monitor up, then as soon as the image of the camera displays, flip it back down, close the side vent until you hear a thud, open the vent back up, then rinse and repeat. Do this until you have 10 coins, then buy the def coin on cam 7. Use it on Toy Freddy, go to cam 2, and reset ventilation, then drop the monitor again. You want to get this all done before 30 seconds or so if possible. If you do not do it in time, you're probably going to want to close the left door and the forward vent until you do get it done, because at that point, Freddy, Mangle, Springtrap, all of them become a risk. Also, keep in mind that if you def coin Toy Freddy after he's already gotten a game over, it won't work, so blocking him off at the start of the night is crucial here. As usual, after this, we'll be staying on cam 2 for the rest of the night. Don't change cameras or systems ever. The next thing that we should talk about is GMB cycles. If you watch my Ladies Night guides, then you'll already know how Chica works. In short, the GMB needs to be on every 15 seconds to prevent her from escaping the kitchen. With the addition of the puppet, you'll have to keep the GMB on for longer and manage your cycles much more carefully. The trick is to run the GMB for about 16 seconds with the fan off and run the power gen with the fan on for about 14 seconds. This will ensure that the puppet and Chica both stay docile. You'll want to hit 2 Chica timings with each GMB cycle, so run it from 14 seconds to 31 seconds, then again from 44 seconds to 101, and repeat that for every minute throughout the night. It takes a bit of practice to get used to, but it will work eventually. Just keep a close eye on the time and make sure to never run the fan at the same time as the GMB or you'll lose a lot of power. That is a huge mistake that I made early on while I was playing UCN for the first time. You need to be watching this even during the def coin sequence and be ready to switch to GMB once you're 14 seconds in. Just a few seconds too late and the puppet's out. The next thing to worry about is Foxy. Once you get the def coin sequence done, take a glance at the figure on the table. If it's Bonnie, you're good to go until the next cam flip. If it's Foxy, however, he is progressing toward you every second and you have no time to waste. You need to switch the figure back to Bonnie ASAP. There's 2 ways to do this. You can either do a regular cam flip with all the precautions, like closing the left door and vent if you're past 30 seconds, or you can do a technique known as a 0 frame flip. There's 2 ways to do this. Either mouse over the monitor button twice very quickly, or hit S, then immediately mouse over it once. Stick to a method and practice it without animatronics on until you feel comfortable with it. A lot of high-end UCN pros do this in their gameplay. I recommend watching people such as Shooter25 who does this a lot. That way you can see exactly how it's done. Unfortunately, this tactic doesn't seem to be possible on mobile, and while I do believe it's possible on console, it is definitely harder to execute. This technique allows you to switch the figure on the desk without actually fully bringing the monitor up and dealing with all the risks that it brings, like Freddy, the vent animatronics, BB, and more. Anything that is office stallable you can avoid with a 0 frame flip. This is an incredibly underrated and helpful tactic that we'll be using for 50/20 later on, so be sure to get good at it now. Just remember, after every cam flip, wait a few seconds, then do a 0 frame flip and see if Foxy's off the desk. Don't be too impatient or wait too long, the sweet spot is usually about 6 seconds or so. By now, the ventilation will definitely start going out. While managing your GMB cycles, start preparing to reset. Close the left door until you hear a bud, then open it back up. As you get ready to reset, close the forward vent and keep it shut until the monitor is safely back down. If it's open for even a single frame while the monitor is up, Mangle can sneak in, which can cause some issues. Mouse over the bottom right where the button is, flip the monitor once you shut the vent of course, reset as quick as you can, and get out. Make sure you don't miss the reset button or you could have major issues there as well. Once you drop the monitor, you can safely open the vent back up. You'll be repeating this pattern all throughout the night. Stick to GMB cycles as strictly as you can, keep Foxy off the table, and execute the ventilation reset setup. When it comes to these tactics and getting to a smooth level of play like you see on screen, practice really does make perfect. Don't be ashamed if you don't nail this challenge first try. This is a pretty notoriously tough one, especially for newer players, but it makes great practice for 49/20 and 50/20 later on. Now, there are a few other threats that pop out throughout the night, but they're super easy to deal with, so don't worry. Mute phone guy when he pops up, and if you miss it, don't sweat it. Noise doesn't really matter much on this night. When you hear a whirring noise and see lights flicker, throw on the Freddy mask as soon as you can and look at the approaching animatronic to make them go away faster. If it comes down to it, always prioritize ventilation over fending off the toy animatronic. Just don't hesitate and go straight for it if it's about to run out, then put on the mask after. I promise you have time as long as you start early enough. And remember, stay on cam 2 for the entire night unless you want to die to baby. Well, that's all for now. Follow this strategy and you should be able to beat the 13th preset challenge. What did you think of this one? Is it the hardest preset challenge of them all, or is it a little bit overhyped? I know that this is the first challenge that I actually had to put some decent effort into beating, so let me know in the comments. Real quick, I'd also like to mention that I will be doing a charity stream on March 27th in just over a week right here on YouTube. It's for the Samaritans, which is a really awesome charity seeking to raise awareness for mental health and help a lot of people out who are struggling. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a ton of guests on, including DJ Sturf, True Player, Bonnie360, and maybe even a representative of the charity itself, which would be super cool. We're going to be going for 12 hours straight. Like I said, it is going to be awesome, so please make sure to stop by at some point, even if you can't donate. Just supporting the stream would mean the world to me. Lastly, if you have any questions about this guide or anything else relating to FNaF, feel free to leave them in the comments below or to join my community Discord server. By joining the Discord server, you can get personalized tips on any FNaF game from myself, True Player, Shooter25, and a bunch of other FNaF experts and content creators at any time. It's a great community and I highly recommend joining. Once again, thanks to my friend Hyper for making the thumbnail for this guide, and to Bonnie360 for helping out with the sick artwork and modeling on it. They're both incredible FNaF players in their own right, who are linked in the description and cards. Trust me, you should absolutely go check them out if you want some top tier FNaF gameplay. With that being said, thank you guys for watching this guide, I hope it helped you, and I will see you in the next one.